Hello friends, welcome back to another day in the 100 days graphic design challenge. So in our class today of designing another book cover, so I'm just going to click create here. I'm using this size, then I'll click create. Next thing I'm going to do very quickly is to go and bring in my resources. So I head over to my resources, this, and then control this. I'll drag it into Photoshop like this, and I'm going to hit enter. So I'm going to close up the eyes of this image. I'll close this one. I'll just bring it down here. Then I would head over to select subject. I'll wait for it to load. To select this, I'll click on this, and then I'll right click and I'll convert to smart objects. So I close up this one first, then I head over to this place. I'm going to add a solid color. I have my color here. I'm using this, so I'm just going to click OK. Then the next thing I'll do is to open up this one. I'll increase it like this and increase it like this. Now hit enter. Then I'll take the opacity to overlay. Then I'll open up the eyes of this one. I'll click on it, Ctrl T, and then I'll change it to 90 degrees. I'll just increase the size like this to fit my shape. I'll increase it this way. Let's see. Okay, like this. And then I'll hit enter and I'll take it to overlay. So this is what we have. I'll fit screen like this. Then the next thing I'll do is to open up this image, and then I'll click on it and I'll head over to filter. And I'm going to use camera raw filter. Okay, this is what we have here. So I'll just increase the exposure a bit, contrast. I'll just adjust the image. Like this. I'll increase the texture. Then I'll touch on the dehaze, clarity, not too much. So after I'm done, I'm just going to click OK. So this is what we have. Then I'll just use this and I'll crop it like this. I just want on this part. Then I'll click on this way and I'll have something like this. I'll right click again and I'm going to click convert to smart object. Then I'll drag this down here and I'll increase it. I'll increase this way. Okay, so this is what we have. I'm going to hit enter. Then the next thing I'm going to do is to create a new layer. Then I'll bring my brush tool and I'll change this color. Okay, I'm using this color. Okay, so I'm just going to increase this a little bit, and then I'll do this. Then I'll just increase it like this. Now take it beneath this image. Okay, so this is what we have. The next thing I'll do is to increase this a bit. Increase this a bit, not too much. So I'll just click on this again. I use my brush tool. I pick a very bright color. Okay, I'll increase this a little bit. Increase it a little, and I just drop it there. It's beneath already. Okay, let me bring it up. This is it. So I just dropped it beneath this image, and then I'll just increase it a little, not too much. Okay, so this is what we have. So after that, next thing I'm going to do is to bring this, adjust it a little bit, and then I'm just going to type my text. So I'll just click here, and then I'm just going to write there, and I'll use my alt key and drag to this place, and then I'm just going to say Sleepwalkers like this. Okay, so this is what we have, and I'll bring this here. I'll reduce this like this. Then for this one, I'll increase this, and then I'll hold my shift and I'll drag this like this. So I'll just leave it here. I'll hit enter. Then I double click. I want to add gradient overlay, so I click here, and then I'm just going to take this to 100. Then I'm going to click on this, and I will change this to this. I'll use this color E8, E8, E8. Okay, then I'll click here to add another white. Okay, then I'll click here, and I'm going to change it to E8, E8, E8. Enter, enter, enter. So this is what we have. I'm just going to adjust it a little bit more. Okay, let's see. Okay, I'll click on this, and then I'll click here. Okay, I'll remove this. I'll click here, and then I'll adjust this, and I'll click it to this point. I'll also click here. Okay, it's at this point, so I'll just leave it this way, and then I'll make this one a little bit not too white. Okay, same thing here. I'll also make it not too white. Let's see. Okay, this is okay. I'll just click OK. I want the middle to be white, so I'll just click, and then I'll take it to this. Okay, so this is what we have. Then the next thing I'll do is to adjust this there. I'll just increase it a bit. It's looking a bit small, so I'll just increase it like this, and then I'll just use my this. I'll double click, and I'll use gradient overlay. It automatically takes the gradient, the settings of the previous one. Okay, so this is what we have. Then the next thing I'm going to do is to add a psychological trailer. So I'm just going to use this. I use my alt, I drag, and I place it here. I'm just going to type a psychological trailer like this. Then I'll just do this, and then I'll adjust this. First of all, head over to properties. I'll reduce the text, then I'll reduce the spacing like this. I'll reduce the spacing like this. Then I'll just bring it here. I'll increase it a little bit this way. Okay, I'll increase the spacing as well like this. Okay, so this is what we have. I'm going to edit this. Psychological trailer. So this is what we have. So I'll just bring in my ruler. I'll just put it here to maintain alignment. So I'll just put this here, and then we have something like this. Then I'll just increase this and this. I'll just increase it like this until they touch this. I'll hit enter. So this is what we have. Then I'm going to adjust this. I'll shift it inside. The next thing I'm going to do is to add a gradient to this. So I double click on this gradient overlay, then I'll click on this, and then I'm just going to change this to white. I click and I click this way, okay, then I click here, and then I'll also change the color to white, okay, then I'll click here. I'm just going to add something here. I'm going to change the color to a dark color, not too black, okay, then I'm just going to leave this here. Then I'll bring this to this point, and I'll move this like this to this way. I'll move it to this point, okay, then I'll bring this and also move it to this point. Then I'll take this to the top of this dark one, and I'll bring this here. I'll just fade it a bit like this. I'll hit OK. So this is what we have. I'm just going to change the angle. I'll use 137 for this, and then I'm just going to change this to 139. Okay, this is what we have. I'll just hit OK to see what I have. So the next thing I'm going to do now is to draw some circles. So I'll just draw circles. I'll pick my tool, I'll right click, and I'll pick my ellipse tool. I'm just going to draw some circles here like this. Okay, I'll leave it at this color. I'll change the stroke to white, and then I'll go to layers. I'm going to use overlay. I'll look for overlay, then I'll hold my alt key and I'll drag this here. I'll reduce it, not too much. I'll bring it here. Okay, overlay is not visible here, so I'll check for other ones. I'm just going to hit enter, then I'll click on it. I'll check for, let's leave it at normal, and then I'll just use my normal opacity and just reduce it like this. Then the next one I'll do, I'll use my alt, I'll drag to this point, I'll increase this, and then I'm just going to click here, and then I'll just use overlay, then I'll increase it to 100. So this is what we have. So after that, the next thing I'm going to do is to add the name of the author. So I just click on this one this way. I'm just going to write b.b. So I'll just reduce this way. Okay, let's see overlay. Okay, it's not visible. Let me Ctrl J. Let's see. Okay, it's not still visible. Okay, let me just bring this image down a little bit like this, and then increase it. I'll bring this down and increase it like this way. Then I'll hit enter. Okay, so I'll just bring this down, and then I'll bring this down. Okay, I click on this, I'll click on this, and then I'll adjust it this way. So this is what we have now. Then I click on this layer behind, I'll click on this one, and I'll move it down a bit Control T, then I'll just use my shift and then move it down this way, then I'll hit enter. Okay, so this is what we have. Next thing I'm going to do now is to press my shift Control Alt E. So very quickly I'm just going to press shift Control Alt E to duplicate, to screenshot, then I head over to filter. Okay, I head over to camera raw filter. Okay, so I'm just going to touch the contrast, the shadows, the white texture, not too much. Then I'll just click OK. Okay, so this is what we have. The next thing I'm going to do, I'll click Ctrl J to duplicate this. Then I'll click on this layer. I'm going to hide this one, and then I'll use this tool. I'm going to reduce this. So I'll use this tool, and then I'll just click on this, and I'll click here. I'll want to cut the middle edge, so I'll just click it this way, and I'll click this like this. Okay, so I'm just going to select all this down to shift this. I'll Ctrl J and I'll close the eyes. So this is what we have. Then okay, for this one I'll just shift it. Okay, this is what we have. Then for this one I'll just Ctrl J, and then I'll click on this. I'll click Ctrl I to invert, and to have something like this. So we have this and we have this. I'll right click, I'll click convert to smart objects. Here it is. Then I'll right click object. So we have this and we have this. So I'll just click on this one and I'll shift it and increase it like this. Then I'll take it up. I'll open up the eyes, click convert to smart object. So we have this and we have this. So I'll just click on this one and I'll shift it and increase it like this. Then I'll take it up. I'll open up the eyes of this one. Okay, I'll take it up. I'll use my shift key, take it up like this. So we now have something like this. So after I'm done with this, I'm just going to bring in the image, this image. I'll drag it, I'll take it up like this, and I'll drop it here. Okay, okay, let's see. I'll open this up and I'll just take it up here. Then I will adjust it to fit with what I have beneath here, this way and this way. Okay, after I'm done with that, I'll just click this. I'll just zoom out, then I'll just click this, and I'm just going to, from here, I'll cut off this part like this. Then I'm just going to click on this I'll click here and I'm going to press Ctrl I. So this is what we have. Now after this, the next thing I'm going to do is to edit this. Okay, so I'm just going to click this and this. Okay, I'm just going to press Ctrl G and I'll right click and I'll convert them to smart objects. Then I'll just click on this and then I'm just going to click this. First of all, I'll add hue and saturation to it. So I'm just going to desaturate it a little bit. I'll click this to clip it only on this image. I'm not going to desaturate it too much. Okay, I'll just reduce this, not too much. I'll just head back to layers and then I'm going to click on this and I'll click my filter and I'll use camera raw filter to adjust it. I'll wait for it to load. Okay, so I'll just adjust this. I'll reduce the shadows, reduce the blacks, increase the contrast, increase the texture, clarity, the haze. I'll just click OK. Then the next thing I'm going to do now is to head back to filter and I'm going to head over to filter gallery. I'll wait for it to load. Then I'm just going to use, I'll just use this one. Let's see. No. I'll just use this one. You can adjust it here how you want it. I'll adjust it this place. Then I'm just going to click OK to have something like this. So I'll just click on this and I'll shift it out a little bit and I'll click on this group and I'll increase it, Ctrl T. Then I'll just increase it, not too much. I'll also increase it from here, not too much. Then white is still showing. I'll also increase it here and I'll hit enter. I'll wait for it to load. So now that it has loaded up, the next thing I'm going to do is to I'll wait for it to load. Then I'm just going to add shadow, drop shadow. I'll click on it. I'll increase this, increase the spread and the size. I'll just hit I'll take it up like this so that it applies on this other image. So this is what we have here. Then I'll just Ctrl Z. I'll just leave it this way. Then I'll also double click. I want to add other things. So let's see gradient. Let's see outer glow. Let's click on it. I'll change this to white. I'll reduce this size. I don't want it. I want it to be a slim kind of. Then I'll reduce the spread. Then I'll just click Then the last thing I'm going to do, I'll click on this and then I'll click on this and I'll increase this. I'll change my color to white, not too white. Then I'm just going to click this one, and then I'll use my shift key. I'll drag. I want to have a slim line, so I'll just use my shift key, reduce this like this, and then I'll just use my shift, drag this. I'll bring this here. Let's see how it looks. I'll bring this here, and then I'm just going to add filter. Okay, let me just hit enter. I'll click on this and I'll add filter, and I'm going to use blur, and I'm going to use Gaussian blur. Let's see. Okay, I don't want the blur to be too much. I think this is okay, so I'm just going to click OK. So this is what we have. I'm just going to adjust this a little bit more. I'll use my shift and I'll do this. I'll bring it to the middle edge like this. Enter. Okay, I just click Ctrl J. It's too much. I'll just click on it and I'll reduce the opacity. Okay, so this is what we have. Then I'll just click on this for this filter gallery. I'll click with this, and then I'll reduce this, and then I'm just going to adjust this. I don't want it to add on the workers, so I'll just do this like this. Okay, then I'll adjust this as well. Okay, the name is no longer here, so I'll just head over very quickly. I'll click on this, and I'll bring it forward like this way. Okay, I'll also click here, and then I'll reuse my brush tool, reduce it, and then adjust it this way that it does not affect. Okay, so this is what we have. I'm just going to do the mock-up. You can watch our previous videos to see how the mock-up was done. So with that, we have come to the end of this design, and I'll see you in the next video. Please like, share and subscribe to our YouTube channel. Thanks for staying to the end. Bye.